These highlights are brought to you by Lynch Homes, building homes of distinction. Brought to you by J&I Scaffolding. J&I, the #1 scaffolding experts.
Brought to you by Bankton Building Services for house buildings, conversions and repairs in Edinburgh and East Lothian.
This afternoon we're at Millbrae for the top of the table clash in Scottish Hydroelectric Premier Division 1 between Ayr and Boroughmuir. Ayr lead Boroughmuir by 5 points. They both lost last week, so they'll be desperate to get back on track this week. Boroughmuir know that if they win, they could go top of the table. Ayr know that if they take the points, they could widen that gap. This is not going to be one for the faint-hearted, I can tell you.
And early on, Boroughmuir making their intentions clear, keeping the ball in hand, but suddenly it was in Ayr hands. Stuart Finnick driving on there. The ball ripped out by Ayer's answer to the large Hadron Collider, otherwise known as Damien Kelly. Whipped out by AJ McFarlane, Fraser Climo, Richard McCallum, forcing Elgin O'Donnell and Malcolm Clapperton into the tackle. Out to Scott Forrest. Forrest shrugging off a couple of tackles, flips it up to Flo Maran, and mon Dieu, how did he get there? Well, that was the opening try for Ayr after only 3 minutes. Just the start the home side wanted. It got even better when Climo converted from wide out. And 7 points to 0. Out of the big Millbrae crowd on their feet straight away. Boroughmuir knew they had to get straight back into the game. From the restart, AJ McFarlane driven back there by Fraser McKenzie. The Boroughmuir pack piling in. Ayr having to defend just a wee bit desperately there. And David Walker spotting an infringement, holding on. Elgin O'Donnell, the very man for that one, straight in front of the post, no problem. Boroughmuir on the board after 6 minutes. Ayr had their tails up though. AJ McFarlane again up to Damien Kelly, asking serious questions of the Boroughmuir defence. Fraser Climo again looking for that wee space. Ayr getting closer and closer to the Boroughmuir line. Climo's pass missing out. Kelly finding his second row partner Scott Sutherland, and the big laddie enjoyed that one. So did Climo, and Ayr move ahead of the clock. 14 points to 3 after only 11 minutes. Boroughmuir, well, they weren't looking ragged, but they certainly were looking decidedly frayed, with Ayr taking every opportunity to run the ball back at them. Andy Wilson thumped that time by Rory Cooper and Steve Laurie, and all of a sudden it called for a wee bit of old-fashioned rugby. Old-fashioned in terms of the new LVs anyway. A driving maul, all of 10 metres, 12 metres up to the halfway line. And a steal for Boroughmuir. Callum Cussiter tried to get his backs moving, but the Ayr defence absolutely solid. A lot of pressure and holding on again. This time by Boroughmuir, Sir David Walker. 45 metres, could Climo get it? You bet he could. Straight between the posts, flags go up, and Kenny Murray said, what's happening here? Well, 17-3 up, and only 18 minutes gone. Cussiter getting his line moving, Cotterill taken out by Richard McCallum, and the pass intercepted there by Andy Wilson, and nobody going to catch the Ayr winger. He scooted in from all of 50 metres out for Ayr's third try, and making it very easy for Fraser Climo, swinging that one in to take Ayr into a 24 points to 3 lead after only 21 minutes. Half time approaching, and Ayr quite determined they're going to get that bonus point on the board as early as possible. A bubbling pass, a hesitation, just enough for Climo to scamper through for the bonus point try that brings up his own personal century of points for Ayr. in 8 matches. That one added to it as well. 31 points to 3 at half-time.
These highlights are brought to you by Lynch Homes, building homes of distinction. Brought to you by J&I Scaffolding. J&I, the #1 scaffolding experts.
Brought to you by Bankton Building Services for house buildings, conversions and repairs in Edinburgh and East Lothian.
The last time Boroughmuir were at Millbrae, they picked up the Scottish Hydroelectric Premier 1 Championship, but it was a different story. This time Paul Butt busting away there, 50 yards up the field. Scott Forrest, Richard McCallum, were they going to put Flo Maran in? Oh, what a tackle there by Callum Cusitter and by Stephen Ruddick. Try-saving tackles, those ones. Here kept up the pressure in the Boroughmuir red zone though, and Climo trying to go through. A wee bit of a curl round the neck there by Ben Fisher. Penalties to David Walker. Thanks very much to Climo. 19 points out of 34 for the young standoff. But hey, this Boroughmuir team are second in the table. They weren't going to take this lying down. And up a gear, up a couple of gears. And a lot of pressure on the Ayr line. Ayr having to show that they could defend as well as attack. Ben Fisher again thumping into the heart of the Ayr defence. Quick tap there by Callum Cusitter. Held just short of the line by Jeff Wilson. Greg Cotterill in there, sniffing for a gap round the fringes. And was that one over? No, held up to David Walker. And here back in the Boroughmuir half. Cross kick by Climo, absolutely on the button, taken full tilt there by Flo Maran. Was he going to go into the corner? What a wonderful saving tackle by fullback Stephen O'Donnell. That was a try saver and no mistake. Boroughmuir with a lot more territory and possession in the second half. Ben Fisher knocked over there by Scott Forrest. Still asking questions of the Ayr defence. Fergus Pringle in there. Cotterill popping it up to Angus Martin. Worked out to Penai Kororua. Inside ball there to Connor Costigan, and the prop over for a try at last for Boroughmuir. They deserved that one. They'd worked hard for it, and O'Donnell added the conversion. Boroughmuir taking a fair bit of encouragement from that one. They were going to give it their all right to the end of the game. Malcolm Clapperton popping it up there to Ola Brown. Greg Cotterill. Oh, wee dip there and held up just short of the line by Climo and Stuart Fennick. And this time, oh, clever stuff there, out to Kororua. Knock on, and well, that was just about it. Final whistle. Fraser Climo collects man of the match from Norrie Limburn. HMS Gannet get a bird's eye view of the game, and Kenny Murray's a happy man.
Today, first half in particular in attack, thought we were outstanding. Putting a lot of good runs. Support play was very good. Second half, didn't really get a huge amount of ball, had 1 or 2 chances, didn't take them. Again, probably improve our decision making a wee bit and move the ball away for the breakdown a wee bit quicker. But defensively, apart from obviously the try to get in there, defensively very, very sound event against a very good side.
A very good side indeed, and believe me, Boroughmuir will bounce back this season. But Ayr are 6 points clear at the top of Premier 1, and there's no doubt that at the moment they are the side to beat. This is Ron Evans for Scottish Rugby Television at Millbrae.
These highlights are brought to you by Lynch Homes, building homes of distinction. Brought to you by J&I Scaffolding. J&I, the #1 scaffolding experts.
Brought to you by Bankton Building Services for house buildings, conversions and repairs in Edinburgh and East Lothian.